Sean, always a pleasure speaking with you, my friend. How did your last show at the El Mocambo go? Because it looked like it was an amazing event.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. Yeah, it was unbelievable. Like I was telling you, I had this crazy idea to mash up 90s hip hop with, classic songs, whether they're from like the 60s or 70s or even from the 90s, and just mash them together. And it was unbelievable. The crowd loved it, like really loved it. Like we mashed up a vibrant thing with New Edition's If It Isn't Love. Woo! Can I tell you that is like my favorite? I think that's my favorite song now. Like, I mean, I loved the New Edition tune before, but I like that version. Oh man. Oh. Anyways, it went absolutely amazing. Bella Sound, DJ Marlov like killed it all night. And it was just an amazing, amazing experience. And yeah, looks like we're doing it again, baby.
That's what I want to get into because it looks like it resonated so much. We're doing it one more time, or could this be a couple of times?
Oh, this could be a couple of times. That was the whole entire plan from the very, very beginning. Even when I started in October, Mike Shalhoub, who's running the place down there right now, he's such an amazing guy, and he wants to open up the space to everybody. And to be honest with you, like the El Mocambo has been known as a rock venue over
Mhm.
its entire is it 75 years? I think it's going on
Yes.
75-year anniversary now. So for 75 years, this thing has been known as a rock club, and he's now opening it up to a soul R&B possible residency, right? So October was kind of like the trial. We tested things out. Then January came around, and that went great. Couldn't do February because it was just too busy for both of us.
Mhm.
But we're back in March, and yeah, I think that this next one's gonna be even bigger and better, dude. Like, and woo, I've got somebody special coming. Oh, I've got somebody special.
Okay, so let's take a step back and let's give the definition. What is this show called, and how's it representing you now in your career?
The show's called like I believe it's like Sean Jones live at the El Mocambo.
Right.
And for me, I think for my career, I've like tried to obviously do original music as much as possible. But I've made a name for myself in creating uh, versions of classic songs and
Mhm.
doing them my way.
Mhm.
Not trying to do it exactly as the other artist does, because there's no point in doing that. You're never gonna be as good as Marvin Gaye. You're never gonna be as good as Al Green or Sam Cooke. So try and do something that's a little different. And I've always been able to add that. And the crowd has responded. The audience has always responded to these variations of these songs. And so in moving forward, in trying to create a residency, um, I kind of take it upon myself because I'm inviting special guests on, and normally they're young special guests, and I want them to have the opportunity to play their own music. I don't want
Yes.
them going up there and doing covers. I don't want that. I want people to experience what these artists have like worked so hard for, what's coming deep from their soul. At the same time, however, audiences need something familiar. If it's just
Yes.
all new music, they're probably not going to stick around or they get disengaged or whatever. So somebody has to fill that void. And what I've been able to do is not only I've been able to fill that void, add some of my own stuff as well, and that leaves it open for the guest artist to actually do their thing. And people are engaged with what it is that they're doing because it's not an entire night of unknown music. And it's a combination and that has really and like a recipe that has really worked for me over the last little while. So yeah, that's where I'm kind of at right now in terms of my career. And what I'm trying to do is open up more spaces, right? We had the Casa Loma. Great.
Yes.
Now it's time to open up another space. And once this space is open, maybe there'll be another space as well. But that is what this is all about, opening up stages for other artists to perform, whether they're new and upcoming or whether they're veteran artists.
So, what is this show going to be like, and what are we going to see? Can you give us the hints now on who the artists are going to be performing?
Oh yeah, I mean for sure. I don't. Well, I may have a secondary artist on there as well, someone
Mhm.
more of a young and up and coming artist. But you're gonna get more of the same like mashups, like creative mashups of songs, hip hop with R&B and whatnot. Some really surprising stuff. But I have had the great fortune, great fortune. I had the great fortune of running into Glenn Lewis
Yeah,
at Christmas with the Clements.
yeah,
And I said to him, man, I would love to have you because for years I've wanted Glenn at Soul at Casa Loma, and it's just never worked out. And I was like, man, I'm gonna reach out to you and see if we can get something together. Anyways, I reached out and he said yes. And so
finally.
Glenn Lewis is gonna come and sing a couple tunes for the folks at the El Mocambo. And if you've never experienced Glenn before, well, then you are in for one hell of a treat because Stevie Wonder doesn't just call anybody up on stage to sing with him. Let's just say that. I'll just leave it there. I'll just leave it right there. Okay. But the man
That's
had hits from way back, and like, yes. And for those that do know Glenn, just come on down because you know it's going to be a vibe. You know it's going to be a vibe.
yeah, and if he could sweat on you, then maybe you will like get younger because he doesn't age.
Dude, like honestly, dude, he sent me pictures. Like, his manager sent me pictures, and I'm just like, wow. Yeah, dude. Like no aging whatsoever. But
None.
and the voice hasn't aged either. Trust me. We heard it at Christmas with the Clemens. It has gone nowhere. So yeah, everybody is in for a real great treat. I've got Steve Fernandez from Bella Sound that's going to be DJing throughout the night, creating like a really amazing vibe. And Steve is just unreal DJ. I promise you, from the start of the night to the end of the night, you are just going to be in a vibe, in a complete vibe. And, bro, I'm knocking stuff off my table because I'm this excited. Not only all of that, but we've got El Dorado Rum as a partner, and they're going to be
Wow.
doing like some delicious, drinks for everybody. Dude, come on. And Rudy, I just keep on saying and because there's lots of ands. And it is long weekend, Easter long weekend. You don't got to go to work on the Friday. So come out on the Thursday and have a good time. And you can sleep in on the Friday, unless you got to go to church.
Blessings.
But you know what I mean?
Blessings.
Go to church, get your blessings, come back home, have a nap. There you go.
We can't do this interview without talking about your Juno Award partner, Drew,
Yes.
doing what he's doing. And I've had conversations with you, I've had conversations with him because he's got his residency going on
Yep.
over in the exhibition area too.
Mhm.
Um, we talked about this. I've talked about this with him too, and we talked about how people, I wouldn't say people, certain people tried to say that R&B soul wasn't profitable.
Oh yeah.
What do you say now when the two of you are doing what you're doing and selling out your venues constantly, and not just selling out, but bringing a certain class
Yes.
to these shows and concerts?
Yeah, I'm glad you bring that up because it was Black History Month, and I hate saying that. It should be Black History Year, really. I mean, it's just history. But I had the opportunity to actually speak at Publicis had a Black History event, diversity event, and I had a chance to speak about that. And I told them about my conversations that I've overheard, that I've actually had with managers and agents and record labels and all the nine, and just saying and them saying that Black music does not sell in this country. You can't tour it, you can't do anything with it, and for us to be able to have this and to show everybody that it is actually possible, and it is not only is it just possible because it's easy to do it once, but
Yeah.
to have it multiple times over multiple years, there's no denying that anymore. It works. People want to see it. And not only that, Rudy, but we're doing it in I would say, the hardest city to make it in terms of like music in Canada, like straight up. And maybe
Mhm.
possibly even, I would dare say, possibly even the world. Everyone says if you can make it in New York, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. it's really tough as a musician and an artist here in Toronto to try and, really grow and stretch your wings and like get any sort of like real support. So if we're able to do it here, imagine what we could do in other parts of the country that actually don't have access to the Beyoncés and the Ushers and all these other concerts and all these other things that roll through our town on a regular basis, right? It's actually quite exciting. And so instead of looking at it as a problem anymore, I've learned
Mhm.
to look at things as what's the solution? How can
Yeah,
we fix this? And this is what I am pushing for. And that's why the El Mocambo and changing it over, not changing it over, but adding to it this soul R&B type of residency is so important. That's why Drew opening up another thing, another residency for R&B music is so important because it just shows the powers that be that no, there actually is life in this. And if you don't take a hold of it, somebody else is going to.
true, true. When you guys gonna do the crossover? Everybody's asking.
I don't know exactly. Good question. I haven't actually spoken to Drew in a minute. So I was actually supposed to go out to his thing and not the first one, but the second one that happened. But I actually had a gig, so I couldn't make it.
And he invited me too. I couldn't make it out. I couldn't make
Yeah,
it out, but I said to him, can I come after the Junos?" And they were like, "Yeah, yeah, 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 yeah." So, um, but there's
I'm
got
gonna
to be a
find.
crossover. There's got to be
Yeah,
a crossover.
I'm gonna find a moment to like get over there and like support. I don't get on Instagram as much as I should because I hate it, and that's another thing that I spoke about during Diverse. It's really toxic and has really turned the
Yeah,
world really upside down.
yeah,
And so, but I did get on there and I promoted his stuff. I promoted Dwayne Morgan's
yeah.
poetry stuff. Um, I need to get on there more often and like and do that. But yeah, no, for sure, I'm going to check it out.
Okay, let's get back to your show. When is it going to be? And what time do the doors open? Show start, and when do we get tickets? Where do we get tickets?
Yeah, you can get tickets right now. Just head over to the El Mocambo. I think it's elmocambo.ca. You can get your tickets. You
Mhm.
can get there's a link in my bio on Instagram that'll take you right there. You can go to my website, seanjonesmusic.com, and there's a link. There's a button that you just press and it'll take you to tickets. It's happening on March 28th. Doors open at 7. The show starts at 9. It's with Glenn Lewis. There might be another guest artist, but even if there isn't, it's going to be a night. We've got DJ Steve Fernandez from Bella Sound on the ones and twos, and we've got El Dorado Rum who is partnering with us. So there's going to be some really tasty, delicious, creative drinks that are going to be flowing that are rum based. So I'm like, I don't know what else to do in order to create an atmosphere or entice people to come because man, this is a night. It's
It's
a
night.
night.
Before we wrap this up, because we are in Juno month, and you are a Juno winner, what advice can you give first time Juno Award nominees who are now thrust into the spotlight and probably have no idea what is going on with red carpets, interviews, meeting people for the first time? Now, whereas maybe a month ago they were completely ignored, now they're being rushed and grabbed. What advice can you give them?
Yeah, I would just say, a couple things. I'd say take it all in stride. I will number one, I would say enjoy it.
Mhm.
Enjoy the fact that, the fruits of your labor are starting to pay off, right? You're being recognized by your peers, and this is a moment for you. The spotlight is shining on you. Enjoy it, take it in. You worked really, really hard for it. On the other side of that, however, um, understand that you need to take it, like I said, in stride and with a not so much a grain of salt, but just, don't get too hyped up in the moment and think that, you know, you don't got no more work to do. The fact of the matter is you got a lot more work to do. A Juno nomination is very cool. A Juno win is even cooler. However, I can tell you from experience that a Juno is not like a Grammy. You win a Grammy in the United States, and people are calling you down for shows. They may not even know what the hell it is that you do. They're calling you to book shows. You're making all kinds of cash. It's all good. You win a Juno in this country, depending on what genre you're in, and the phone may not ring at all. And so there's more work for you to do. And that can be disappointing. It can be really, really disappointing because you're thinking, this is it. The world is about to open up for me. And it doesn't really open up, or at least not as quickly as you think. Try to take everything in stride and understand that the work is not going to stop, that you just need to keep on pushing. And hopefully, there is somebody out there who is going to help you, put the word out, give you a stage, open up these places for you to perform at. And that is where I come in at this point in my career. I'm trying to do that, at least for the R&B crowd.
Amen to that. Sean, we'll wrap this up. I want to say always, man, thank you so much for the interview. Um, Glad that you're over at the Mocambo, man. It looks good on you. And let's hope that the next time we get a chance to talk, we'll hear more about what's going on at the castle. So we know where we're going to be spending our summers
Our
at.
summers, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd love to know that too. Let's keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully the next time that we chat, yeah, it's about that, because I have some ideas for summer. Woo, that I've already been jotting down. Like, man, I can't even. I'm smiling because it's gonna be so great, and everybody's been asking.
Yeah.
Everybody's been asking. I was just at an event the other day. They're like, "So what's happening? What's going on? We want to know." I was like, "Well, just come to the Elmo Combo first.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
take care
Yeah.
of the 28th first, and then I'll let you know what's happening for summer."
Fantastic. My brother, always a pleasure. Big love and looking forward to seeing you at the Mocambo.
Thank you, Rudy, as always, man. I truly, truly appreciate the support, bro.